Jumping around this 65, 66 level, fighting for the levels, which I'm going to talk about on the show today. A lot of people are asking me now, is it safe to actually start buying crypto? And if yes, what crypto are you actually buying? So I think that's the big message which we'll address today. We'll look at whether it's safe to start buying crypto, and we'll look at which individual tokens are actually worth buying now or when we're actually going to start buying. Then the other thing we'll talk about is the big airdrops that have happened. So yesterday we had Athena, today we've got Wormhole. A lot of people are asking me, should they keep their Wormhole? Should they sell their Wormhole? Is Wormhole good value? We're going to talk about that. And this may actually spark a narrative. This may actually spark a big bridging narrative. So we're going to talk about Wormhole. We're going to talk about a bridging narrative. There may be one or two tokens which actually have a lot of value in this bridging narrative or cross-chain narrative, or as you may call it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We've got a big show today. I'm also going to show you a launch that we are involved in with you guys that may actually happen. Let's go. Let's do this, guys. I love these dips because every time we get one of these dips, I always get like people coming out of the blue saying, is it safe to buy? Is it safe to buy? And it's always the people that feel like the bravest during the bull markets. They're always the ones like, should I be buying it? Should I be buying it? A lot of people are also asking me, look, if I'm stuck in a token, what should I be doing? I'm stuck in some trades. I got into some trades. They weren't the most optimal trades. I didn't get into the best trades while the froth was actually happening. And now they're saying, well, should I actually stay in those trades or get out of those trades? What do you suggest that I do? So that's what we're going to be covering today. Also today, a lot of you have been asking for like a Q&A section at the end of the show. So today we'll open up and we'll actually do a Q&A section at the end of the show for those people who want to do it. So listen, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, don't subscribe. You've missed the boat. Honestly, like you've missed like 60% of the bull market. Not worth subscribing now. My suggestion is if you haven't subscribed, then don't subscribe. But do like the content. Let's help us get distribution of this video out there. For those people who are subscribed, you do stand a chance to win the banter bags. We're going to look at 𝗕𝗏, the one that launched today, to see how 𝗕𝗏's doing. Josh, ask the guys to send us the 𝗕𝗏 chart. We need to see, is it working? Is it not working? What happened? How did that launch go in the banter bags? Do we have any indication, sir? Okay, they're going to get us a link because 𝗕𝗏 did actually launch today. Remember, that's the layer 2 perpetuals DEX on Bitcoin that launched. It's actually launched on stacks. So we're going to look at that one today. We're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at the altcoins that are recovering, because the altcoins that are recovering are actually giving us a map as to which altcoins will fly when the market actually recovers. So it's a very simple trick that you do, and we'll look at it. We'll spend some more time on it later. But all you do is you go to the bubbles and you look at what the biggest bubbles are, and you try and work out why those bubbles are the biggest bubbles. So like, for example, you look at BitGet, you say, okay, why is BitGet the biggest bubble? Is it a narrative or is there an anomaly? Why is near one of the biggest bubbles? Is it a narrative or is it an anomaly? If it's not an anomaly, it does mean that those are the altcoins that will probably go up in the next part of the bull market. So that's what we're going to be speaking about today. So let's get the show on the road. Josh, are you getting it to us? It's in my DMs. Okay, apparently it's in my DMs. Someone who sent it? Oh, you sent it. Okay, hold on a second. Let's get this this thing here. I don't see any okay, here we go. So 𝗕𝗏 has launched. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look. It has launched. What was the price that we got the banter bags at? Can anyone tell me what was the price we got the banter bags at? Let's have a look here. 30 million FDV. Okay, let's find out what the listing price was. It's currently trading at 27.27. All right, so we'll find out in a second what we actually paid. Josh, if you'll just ask the guys to let us know what the implied valuation of the token was for the banter bags, that would be amazing. All right, let's get into today's show. Let's get into that. Where are we? As I said to you yesterday, we are at this place over here where Bitcoin now has to make a decision. I think we're far away from saying that we're in a panic, because remember, in order for us to say that there is a problem, there is a breakdown in structure. What we want is this not to actually be to not turn out into a bearish pattern. Now, for this to turn out into a bearish pattern, as I said yesterday, what we need to do is we need to somehow get under this level over here, and that will give us a a lower low. And then if we get that lower low, then you can kind of say, okay, there's a new structure, and that structure is actually starting to go down. But for now, we're still quite far ahead of that. We're still like at 66,000. We're holding quite firm at that 66,000. To get to this level, we need to be at 60,600. So we're still quite a long way away from that. And if we are a long way away from that, then it actually could mean that it's the other chart pattern that looks a little bit more likely at this stage. The other chart pattern is what they call a bullish pennant. So effectively, you can see it is temporarily a lower high, like you see over there. But then what happens is it actually breaks upwards. So if you look at our chart, it looks exactly like that. Decision time for Bitcoin, either it's going to go below the 60,000 or it's going to consolidate over here like this. So you'd get a scenario like, let me quickly get us a scenario like that. You get a scenario where it does this, and then it kind of does this and this and this, and then eventually we go up and we break the all-time high, and we actually end up breaking the all-time high with momentum. Now, again, we did speak about this yesterday, but I got more information about this today. This information is from James Van Straten. He says, look, we've had 4 pre-halvings since Bitcoin actually was launched. 2012, we had 2 drawdowns, one 40% and the next one of 23%. 2016, we had a 22% drawdown. 2020, we had a 54% drawdown, but that wasn't a real drawdown because that was COVID. You can't use the COVID thing. And then another 14% drawdown, and then a 17% and a 10% drawdown in 2024 so far. So what we can see is that the drawdowns are becoming much less vicious. Hopefully it doesn't mean that the ups are much less vicious. People are saying we got in at 3 cents on the Banter. So okay, so this is 10x up. Congratulations to us. Anyone who's in the Banter bags, congratulations. You guys are 10x up on Valor, which is absolutely amazing. So going back to it, in 2012, this was the scenario: 2 drawdowns, 39 and 22. In 2016, 21% and 17%. In 2024, 53. In 2020, 54%, but that's COVID. And then 14% just before the halving. And then, we get to where we are today, which is essentially we're very, very, very much in the same place. So there's nothing unique about what's happening in this halving cycle. We always have these halvings, and ultimately we're just following the exact normal thesis for a halving cycle. As I said yesterday, the question is what happens afterwards. And what we know after this is that usually after the halvings, we have about 117 days of sideways movement where actually nothing happens. It happened in 2016, and it happened again in 2020, where we had 76 days of sideways movement before we actually started to come up. That is on Bitcoin. So remember, what I said is on Bitcoin, after halving, we move sideways. On altcoins is where the action actually happens. So we do get a little bit of a run up in the altcoins. We've had it in both halvings. So hopefully we follow the same thing, because I know that you and I, we don't really care what actually happens with Bitcoin, or we do. I mean, we want Bitcoin to go up, but ultimately here we're here for the absolute filthy degeneracy. That's what we're here for. We're not here for the Bitcoin stuff. Again, just more iterations. Completely normal to see some corrections around the all-time high. It was the same in 2020 after the all-time high was broken with force and a legendary bull run continued. Remember, an all-time high is a very big resistance level. It's like you're going into uncharted territory, and it's not something that Bitcoin or that any asset, once it breaks the all-time high, it's not something that the asset breaks quickly. It's like a tough level to break. But once you break that level, that's when you actually start going up, and you actually start going to Valhalla, and we continue to go. So someone says, Bitcoin Archive says, looks exactly like 2020. Bitcoin broke the all-time high. In 2020, it went up 250% in 4 months after breaking the all-time high. That would take Bitcoin to 231,000 if the cycle were actually to repeat. So I say again, very, very, very relaxed. Not stressed at all. My fear levels, as you can see, I'm not scared at all. Nothing. Zero fear at all. But look, I am seasoned. I've been here for a long time. I lived through Luna. I lived through 3 Arrows Capital. I lived through FTX. I lived through Solana. I lived through Celsius. I lived through Genesis pausing withdrawals, and Gemini pausing withdrawals, and Voyager going down, and Celsius going down, and Solana going down, and Luna going down. And so like this kind of dip of like 10% in a bull market is nothing. If you want to try and remember what a dip feels like, a dip is what we felt like when Luna went down. A dip is what we felt like when 3 Arrows Capital went down. A dip is what we felt like when FTX went down and Solana went down, and Solana was then my biggest bag. That is what a dip feels like. This is not a dip. And you can see it when you look at the fear and greed. So the fear and greed yesterday, last week 83, yesterday 79, today 71. Still absolute greed, basically. Funding is reset, which is good news. Funding is pretty much reset, so there's no froth in the market when it comes to funding. Remember I said to you what I'm looking for before I actually start buying anything, and that's probably a good place to start addressing. Is it actually safe to buy crypto? So the question comes down to how much you're in the market. So if you're not in the market at all, let's just assume that you just arrived here. You're one of the people that hasn't yet subscribed to our channel. One of the you're basically full on retail market. Okay, so you are retail. You've just arrived here. You're thinking, do I get in? I don't know. The reason why I don't know is because if I look at the fear and greed index, the fear and greed index is hardly moved. But on both this chart over here, it went from 84 to 61. And if you look at this chart over here, it's at 71. So I don't see any fear in the market. And for me, I want to be buying when there's fear, and I want to be selling when there's greed. That's it. In an ideal world, what you should actually do is you should just be looking at this chart over here. Seriously, just if you could just trade using this chart over here, I reckon that this is the chart. So Josh, is this when this screen comes up, must I just sit still? Because you said I mustn't touch my keyboard.
Yes, sir. Give it 12 seconds.
Okay, for 12 seconds, I must sit still, please. Josh warned me before the show. He said, look, when the big time thing comes up, just try not to freeze because you always freeze. I'm like, okay, but you told me not to move. So the idea is that if you want to be like a really good trader, one of the things you could actually do is just eliminate the price chart completely. Just trade using this chart. So let's just understand what would have happened. Under the assumption that all we did was trade using this chart. Okay, so let's see how successful we would be as traders. So how do we do that? We go here and we go, okay, let's go back there. Okay, I have to get that chart again. Sorry guys, that's what's crazy. Hold on a second and let me add the indicator. Fear. And it's this one over here, fear and greed. Now you know how to do it. Okay, so, hello. What happened to our chart? Oh, it's a 3-minute chart. Hold on, let's go back. Okay, so, and then you can just change the color by doing that. You can, okay, well, let's just change the color to a yellow chart, a yellow color over there. So, let's just see what would have happened if all we did was trade using this fear and greed indicator. So, let's take this point over here. Let's take that over here and say, if we said that at the point of peak fear, we landed up buying, and at the point of peak greed, we landed up selling, what would happen? How would our investment results actually work out? So let's go back just to have some fun. So let's say that we took this area over here on the 23rd of February 2023, and we landed up buying over here. So let's just say we bought somewhere around there. We'd land up buying at 23,000. And then what we wanted to do is we'd want to sell. So we'd be buying at 23,000. We would then, when we get into the red, let's just be fair, we'd get into the red. We would then sell at 30,000. So our first trade, we would have made 23 to 30,000. In fact, let's actually start a sheet. Let's quickly just, hold on a second. Let me just start a sheet here. 1 second. Let us get a sheet and go with a sheet. File, new sheet, new, and you guys can have the spreadsheet afterwards. So our first buy would be at 23,500. Okay, 23,500 would be our first buy. And let's go back there and let's look at so 23,500 was this level over here, and we would sell somewhere around here, which is about 29,000. So that would be the first time that we actually sell 29,000. So let's quickly put that together. And then let's go to the next time. So we said that we'd sell somewhere around here. We would probably buy somewhere over here. So we would land up buying again somewhere over here. 25, let's go to 25,500 just for shits and giggles. So 25,500. And then we would then sell as soon as we got to this level over here, which would mean that we would sell somewhere around 42,000, So what you're starting to see is that if you ignored price completely, let's just actually see what the return would be. So the return would be equals to this minus this divided by this. So you'd make 18% on the first trade. You would make 39% on the second trade. And this is, of course, if you're trading on zero leverage. So then you would buy again. You would probably land up buying again somewhere over here. So you would land up buying again somewhere over here. I think what I'm seeing here in the chart is that you don't want to try and buy at the bottom of fear and greed. You want to try and buy somewhere just before the bottom of fear and greed. So I think that's what I noticed over here. And what I noticed over here as well. Probably your best place to buy is just before the bottom of the fear and greed. And then if you sell near the top, so let's say the next time we would sell, we would have entered somewhere over here, 45, 46, and we would have sold 46, and we would have sold over there to 73. So we would have sold 46,000 to 73,000. So it's, I mean, what I'm trying to show you is that for me, the strategy is to buy just to ignore the price completely and to actually buy only based on one chart, which is this fear and greed chart. And if you implemented that strategy, then you would land up making quite a bit of cash in this market. I think that is when people ask me, is it safe to buy? Right now, when I'm looking at this, I'm saying, but Bitcoin for me is very, very, very much in a no buy, no sell zone, because we're nowhere on the fear and greed chart. We're in no man's land. We're not fearful. We're not greedy. The fear and greed looks like it's starting to come down. This is not a place where I want to be buying anything, which is why today I didn't actually make you guys any buy lists or anything like that. Remember, you've got probably another 1 year left in this bull market. Let's just call it 1 year left in the bull market. You want to make sure that you don't mess this up. And one of the ways of messing it up is like when you play poker and you don't have a hand. And because you don't have a hand, but you want to play the game. So you land up putting down the chips and you land up getting drawn into the game when you shouldn't actually be playing, right? And that's like one of the worst poker strategies in the world. The best poker players in the world are the ones that can sit back and they can have patience and they can get into the game when they need to get into the game. So think about fear and greed very, very, very much as a game of poker. What is it? When you are here, you've got a hand to play and you should play the hand. When you are here, you should exit. When you are here, you should do nothing. You should just pass. What do you say? Check, pass, etc. All right, let's go into altcoins. Now that you understand what my buying thesis is and why I'm not really rushing to buy, it probably isn't safe to buy at the moment. Let's get into the altcoins. As I said to you, the trick here with altcoins, very simple. You want to look at the altcoins that are jumping first. I, of course, use Banter Bubbles for that. You can, if you're trading, you can go on the short-term time frame, and you can see on the short-term time frame, on the 1 hour time frame. On the long-term time frame, you can just click on this, and you can look at each one of the bubbles and understand why they are running like they're running, and then decide whether that is an indication of where they're going to get involved. So, someone just wrote me a thing. Someone wants to people want to talk to me about meme coins. Okay, we can talk about meme coins. We're open to talking about meme coins on this channel. So let's look at BitGet. Why is BitGet running? BGB. BGB is the exchange token for BitGet. Why is it running? Because they've got a launchpad, and on the launchpad they've got a token called Chat AI. Okay, now Chat AI is a new launchpad project that they've got, a new listing. Okay, and they're saying new listing, Chat AI. And in order to have that, you've got to have a BitGet. You've got to have BitGet tokens. Okay, that is why it's running. By the way, if you want an airdrop, BitGet actually have a very cool airdrop. So they have a wallet. I don't know if you guys know this, but BitGet actually have a wallet. It's there's a link for the wallet below. We'll leave you a link for the wallet below. If you connect your wallet, you're automatically farming for the BitGet wallet token airdrop. So go and get yourself a wallet, connect an account, get the wallet, and you've got yourself the BitGet wallet token, the BitGet wallet token airdrop. So that's why BitGet's running. Next one that's running, which I saw. Okay, Flare. Don't know much about Flare. I stopped following that project a while ago. I just didn't really, I spoke to the founders once or twice, didn't really connect very well with the founders. So I kind of left that project alone. And I said, all right, cheers, thanks for playing the game. 𝗕𝗓, exploding. I guess this is exploding on the AI narrative. I saw some charts that say it's ready for another leg up. So 𝗕𝗓 is one that definitely is in our portfolios. The other one that I saw, Athena. So we spoke about Athena yesterday. It did actually launch yesterday. Very, 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 very successful launch. I think the market cap was 9 billion or something. Am I right about this market cap? Let's quickly have a look here. Athena. ETHENA. Athena. Let's have a look at it. So fully diluted valuation 14 billion. That means that there are 15 billion token total supply. Lots of excitement around Athena. We spoke about Athena yesterday. Arthur Hayes, obviously a big investor in Athena. He was quite excited about the prospects of Athena. As I said, trading at around 96 cents. A lot of people got an airdrop on this one. A lot of people are very excited about it and starting to talk about how beautiful this yield is. On the other side of it, you got a lot of smart people that are actually asking some really tough questions. So 𝗦𝗘𝗘𝗦𝗧, who is probably one of the smartest people mathematically and logically in the space. And he says, look, I'm not really sure how this Athena protocol actually works. And he wrote I'm not going to read you this whole tweet. It's a very long tweet. But he says, look, I'm open to being proven wrong, but I do see a problem with it. That's one of the things we got to understand here. When we all invested in Luna, we thought Luna was going to change the world. A lot of people looked at the Terra Luna model and said, this thing is going to collapse. A lot of us were very, very, very excited about it. And we didn't want to listen to the outsiders, the people who were negative about Luna, because we just said, hey, bro, no, Luna's going to change the world. Luna's going to be the future of money. Clearly, Luna wasn't the future of money. Now, I'm not comparing this project because I think this project fundamentally is much more sound than Luna. But the lesson is that you have to listen to the naysayers because sometimes the naysayers could find a hole that you didn't actually know about. Now, in this case, I think that 𝗦𝗘𝗧𝗧𝗧 is wrong. If you feel like going to read this tweet, I feel like he's wrong, but I think he's also a very, very, very smart guy. So he may be seeing things that I'm not seeing. Meantime, we're invested in Athena, $15 billion fully diluted valuation. Lots of people are excited. I don't know if I'd be buying it right now, to be honest. It's recently launched. There's very few tokens in circulation. I don't know if that's a token that I want to be spending a lot of money on. Let's go to the next one. So a lot of people are bragging about their Wormhole airdrops. So Wormhole, but Wormhole is a bridge. It allows you to bridge tokens between multiple chains. I think you all know this bridge. For those of you who don't know the bridge, that's what the bridge flows look like. So you can see they've bridged from Ethereum. They've bridged money to Sui, Solana, BSC, Arbitrum, Optimism, Moonbeam. That's what Wormhole does. It's a protocol that allows people to bridge money from one chain to the other chain. It's a massive, massive, massive narrative. I don't know if you remember, but a long time ago, Vitalik actually tweeted something. I wonder if I've got the tweet. Let's have a look here. So there we go. I've got the tweet here. And he said, look, he says the future will be multi-chain. The future won't be cross-chain. Okay, now what does he mean when he says the future will be multi-chain, not cross-chain? What Vitalik means is that the way he believes that the future will work is that there's going to be multiple blockchains, multi-chains, lots of blockchains. But he says the future is not going to be cross-chain. And what does he mean? He means that the risk with cross-chain is the bridge. Because the minute that you bridge tokens from one chain to another chain, the problem is that how it works is that you have two chains and you leave the tokens in a smart contract that is in between the chains. So if you think about bridging money from Ethereum to Solana, what you do is you take your ETH, you move your ETH to a smart contract. Then on the other side, you move Solana to a smart contract, and the two sit in the middle of two blockchains in a smart contract while you get your tokens on the other side. Now, the problem is with that is that those bridges are a honeypot for hackers to actually hack. And actually, funny enough, Wormhole was actually once hacked. It was hacked back in the days, I think, just after the Terra Luna collapse, just after the FTX collapse, or just before the FTX collapse. The Wormhole bridge was actually breached, and Jump Capital actually put in, I think, $300 million to fund the problem with this. So I'll show you a couple of solutions as to how this gets fixed. But for now, what you've got is you've got the Wormhole airdrop. Lots of people are claiming their Wormhole airdrop. 670 million tokens right now. Those tokens are worth $1.30. So that's $1 billion. Another $1 billion airdropped onto crypto people. I mean, guys, like what kind of industry are we in where like every second week we just get $1 billion of stimulus? This is like better than living in the United States during the pandemic, where they were just like, they would have to go through Congress and they would have to get it all like passed through the president to get the stimulus check of $1 billion or $2 billion or $3 billion. Here, we just get protocols stimulus checking us with billions and billions and billions of dollars. No politics, no orange presidents, no demented presidents, just airdrops, just stimulus. Anyway, so people are getting their Wormhole airdrops. Not as big as GTO, not as big as all the other airdrops. So not that big, but still nice to get an airdrop out of nowhere. As I said, right now, valued at $1.30. You need to go and check, go to Wormhole's Twitter and check whether or not you actually qualified. Because if you bridged money from any other blockchain to Solana or from Terra to Solana or any of those blockchains, you could have actually qualified for a screenshot, for an airdrop. So what you got to do is you got to go and take the wallets, plug them into the site that tells you, Josh, can we ask the guys to send us the site so we can actually give them the official site? Because I don't want to give the wrong site because that could just drain your wallet. Be very careful with sites where you have to connect your wallet that they tell you whether or not you qualify for the airdrop. The reason is sometimes you think you're approving to tell you whether or not you get the airdrop, but actually what you're approving is you're approving a malicious contract that will drain your wallet. Okay, so be careful. Let me just get you guys the official site so we don't make any mistakes. Josh, just tell them to make sure it's the official site so we don't actually make any mistakes. So look, a lot of you don't know how these bridges work, and I wanted to show you how these bridges work, why these bridges are so important. And then also I wanted to show you potentially which bridges are worth maybe looking at, right? So again, why do we need bridges? Because right now we have multiple chains. We have Cosmos, we have Ethereum, we have Avalanche, we have Solana, we have Aptos, we have Sui. And if you've got money on Ethereum, you need to bridge the money on Ethereum to go from one place to another place. How do you do it? Well, you land up using a bridge, or actually today there's not very much of a difference between a bridge and actually a DEX, a cross-chain DEX. So let me give an example. This is one we spoke about yesterday. We spoke about it. It doesn't have a token yet, but as I said to you yesterday, they have got, you can see they're going to do points when they say they're going to do points. If you landed up missing the D bridge, if you landed up missing the Wormhole airdrop, and I know a lot of you did land up missing the Wormhole airdrop, okay? Then maybe instead of, because someone says you're looking for Wormhole entries, you want to get into Wormhole at a fully diluted valuation of $18 billion? Or is it 18? It's $18 billion, right? That's the, I mean, come on. Why, even if it works, $18 billion for a bridge? Come on, bro. Rather, instead of doing that, rather just go to dBridge, use dBridge, and I'll show you in a second how easy it is to actually use dBridge, okay? So actually give you a very simple example. So I go to dBridge and I say, I want to take Ethereum from the Ethereum chain. I want to take ETH. So now I've said, okay, I want to go from ETH on Ethereum to USD on Sol. And then in one transaction, I can swap ETH on Ethereum to USD on Sol. You understand how that works? So let me show you, let me give you an example. I'm not actually going to execute it. Say that I've got $50,000 in my Terra USD wallet, right? So I've got $50,000 in the wallet. I click here and I say, I want to send $10,000. I'm not going to send it because I don't actually want to move my money around to Solana. And I want it when it arrives on Solana, I actually want it to be in USDC. So what I've done now is I've managed to send USDT across from Ethereum to Solana and get it in Solana in USDC on the other side. That is what these cross-chain protocols are for, okay? Now, you can use any one of the cross-chain protocols. You can use Wormhole, you can use dBridge, you can use any one that you want. What I want to show you is that there's actually two types of bridges out there. There are bridges that can get hacked and they're bridges that can't really get hacked. So if the bridge stores all the tokens in these smart contracts, there is a massive honeypot for hackers to go and hack. And then the bridge can get hacked, and then there could be problems. With a bridge like, for example, 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗢𝗦, how 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗢𝗢 works. Now, let's explain to you how 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗢 works, because it's very, very, very smart. If I want to send 1,000 USDT from Ethereum and receive 1,000 USDC on Solana, I broadcast this transaction. They have market makers on the other side that say, hey, this guy has just sent 1,000 USDT. He wants to receive 1,000 USDC on the other side. Would you like to execute this as a market maker? The market maker says yes. The market maker sends you 1,000 USDC on the other side, or 999 USDC on the other side, and then the smart contract releases just $1,000 to him. So there's never a lot of money stuck in the bridge here, and therefore there's not a big incentive for hackers to go and hack this bridge. And that's why I love systems like 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢. Why? Because the chances of 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢 getting hacked, very, very, very small. And the speed, and I mean, just look, I can literally move money from any blockchain in any currency to any blockchain in any currency. It's like the simplest thing in the world. You receive your money on the other side instantaneously. I don't want to do it now, because if I do it now, I'm going to expose addresses and stuff like that. I don't feel like going down that rabbit hole with you guys. But I just wanted to show you how simple it is to bridge money from one to another. You don't have to use 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢. In fact, I made a spreadsheet for you guys of all, or not all, but a lot of the bridges. And let's actually maybe look at them. So StarGate. StarGate is built on layer 0 technology. Layer 0 is one of the most promising protocols for cross-chain technology. They are, again, one of the protocols that can't actually be hacked. The reason why they can't actually be hacked, because they are just a messaging protocol. It's a messaging protocol from one chain to another. And all it does is it says, hey, this user has money in the pool, and you can release money in the other pool. It's a messaging protocol. So StarGate is here it is. I think, sorry, no, that's THORSwap. I don't know the logos off by heart. So there we go. So with StarGate, you say select source network, Ethereum, select source currency, USDT, select destination network. I don't think StarGate is yet integrated with Solana. It's not yet integrated with Solana. So I can say, I want to receive it on Avalanche, and I want to receive it as USDC. And now if I press a button here, I will be sending X amount of USDT from Ethereum and receive X amount of USDC on Solana. But just look how much simpler it is to use 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢, and how many more networks, and specifically they've got Solana. So another one. So, and remember, if you're using 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗢𝗢, people will think I'm shilling 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢. I mean, I am an investor, but I don't have any tokens, and this token can't go up. It just is the bridge that I actually land up using. You've got THORSwap, which is using Rune technology. So it's built on top of THORchain. Again, you can just go here, choose your network, choose your token, and it's done in a completely decentralized way. So THORSwap is another one of those. What I've done here is I've actually showed you guys how big these protocols are, how much fees they earned in the last month. So you can see how much fees they earned in the last month, what their fully diluted valuation is. Now, obviously, 𝗕𝗥𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢 doesn't have a fully diluted valuation because it's not listed. And then what is the multiple of FDV to fees? Okay, so what is the multiple of FDV to fees? So you can see that StarGate is trading at 200 times its fees, its monthly fees. So, I mean, what you should probably do, you could actually, so 200 times monthly, which is about 15 times annual. So you can see basically the value. We'll leave the spreadsheet for you guys. We'll just clean it up so we'll actually put the annual ones. So these are the ones. You got THORSwap, which is actually built on top of Rune. One that I invested in recently, it's called ChainSwap. It uses ChainSwap CCIP technology. It does exactly the same thing. It's new, so obviously it's not going to be as mature, but you can basically say, I want to go from any of these chains, and they keep adding chains, and I want to go from, so chains, currencies, which currency you want to go to which chain and which currency. ChainSwap uses CCIP chain links technology and actually executes these swaps. So why am I showing you this? Because maybe Wormhole will actually start some kind of narrative around these bridges, and then you've got a guide as to which bridges may or may not be value, right? Either way, this is, I think, very good news for Solana, and I think Solana just keeps growing, just keeps firing away. So you've got the meme coin mania hitting Solana. I like this. Camilla Russo, she says, look, meme coins might be the ICOs. Meme coins might be to this cycle what ICOs were to the 2017 run and NFTs were to the 2021 run. But she has two views, and I really love these two views. She says, number one, they're a more honest version of ICOs, because ICOs was full of scammers, people telling you that they're going to change the world. People were like throwing money at these scammers, and none of them actually changed the world, or maybe 5 of them landed up changing the world. And they were also a more democratic version of NFTs. Why? Because most people couldn't afford the NFTs. So you can all buy a token, and so maybe memes are the new NFTs. And that's why in this cycle, we actually haven't heard much about NFTs, because people think, look, we don't want to buy a whole NFT, and it's very hard to subdivide an NFT. We just want memes. We just want real memes. That's basically what we want. If you do want memes, you know the story. I don't have to tell you. You can get your GUMMY. Funny enough, GUMMY is launching on the same day that 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Remember 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, tap, 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 tap. So 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is launching on the 20th of April alongside the Bitcoin halving. And you know who else is launching on the same day of the Bitcoin halving? GUMMY. I mean, that's too coincidental. That 420 is actually GUMMY's birthday. And it's also the Bitcoin halving. Someone says, Khalifa says, how do we get GUMMY? Khalifa, we did speak about this yesterday. So let me show you where what the hell is going on in this Twitter account. Who made that? You guys are going, okay, there we go. So how do you get GUMMY? How do you get GUMMY? By the way, GUMMY was approached by someone and they told us to move GUMMY to base. I was like, what? GUMMY is on Solana. GUMMY is not moving to base. GUMMY is on Solana. So how do you get GUMMY? By the way, also a lot of people are making content for us. Thank you. It is your meme. Remember, Banter is not keeping any part of GUMMY. We're not keeping any tokens. We're showing you guys how to create a coin. We never want to be accused of the token going up and going down and manipulating. We're going to create the coin, and we are handing the token, the Twitter account, the content, everything to the community. And it's going to be a truly community-owned project. We're not going to keep a single token. Not a single token is going to be kept by me or by anyone in this company. So it's very important that you know that it's going to be 100% community-owned meme coin. That's what it is. And I see that you guys are already embracing the spirit. I'm not going to play a lot of this because of the music, but a lot of you made us already songs. So a lot of you have made us memes. Send the memes. You can the DMs are now open for GUMMY. Send GUMMY your memes. The best meme will actually get 1 million tokens, 1 million free GUMMY tokens. So just keep sending us tons of GUMMY memes. The DMs for GUMMY are open. So send GUMMY your favorite memes. I know someone in Frontrunners actually sent us a song today, which is actually amazing. Let me actually try and play it and see if we can actually, let's just have a look here. Let's just open the song here. Ask someone, in fact, Josh, just forward me the song. It was in our management group today. A lot of people were talking to us about the song. So how do you get GUMMY? I'm going to show you how to get GUMMY. People were asking. So there are 4 ways that you can get GUMMY. Let's quickly go through them. Let me just open this for you guys so that you can see how to get GUMMY. I'm also going to show you another token that's launching at the same time. So, Crypto Banter. Should we tune into George's show? See what he's talking about? Let's see.
Board governors or directors or presidents, whether like they leak stuff out or they're buying, like, you know, we know Powell's going to speak at 12, but then all of a sudden things are turning around.
Nah, I think this is more fun here. Okay, so let's go to ours quickly. I mean, that was really boring. Here we go. So how do you get GUMMY? Okay, hold on a second. Let's fix this so we can get you guys all some GUMMY. Okay. So you go here. Hold on. Okay, so you go to this section over here. How do you get the GUMMY? You can sign up and deposit money onto Blowfin. So Blowfin is a partner exchange of ours. It does perpetuals. They don't do KYC, which means that if you live in a country that has exchanges that do KYC, Blowfin don't do KYC. Also, Blowfin showing us that the prices of Bitcoin are actually going up during the stream. So you can go to Blowfin, sign up for Blowfin. You need to deposit it like any money, just so that we know you're a real customer, not a bot. Great exchange. They're also going to be working with us to list a whole lot of amazing tokens. So Blowfin, look, they already have a lot of tokens. They'll be listing GUMMY on 420 as part of the birthday. Number 2, you can go to Bybit and you can sign up to Bybit and you can deposit money into Bybit. They will confirm. I spoke to them today. They will confirm. They actually want to do a GUMMY IDO as well. So they will. Hold on. So people are calling me. Okay, there we go. So that's the second way to do it. The third way to do it is you go to Evo and you deposit. You open an account on Evo, right? So Evo is. So you go to Evo over here. Okay, and Evo is a perpetuals exchange. You sign up on Evo. By the way, I did ask you guys to help us get to $100 million in trade volume so that we can prove that we are the best community in the world. I want to show you something. I want to show you how powerful this specific community is. So you see, we have already got $25 million in volume. Now, the majority of the volume came from Cryptomanran's link. Kyle and Sheldon are trying to catch up to us with their 73 and 36 signups respectively, but we're on 2,200 plus 225. They'll never catch us. That's another way that you can get GUMMY. The other way that you can get GUMMY is you go to Banter Bubbles, you farm your points. I've got quite a few points actually. Josh, you promised us today. So tonight there'll be points on the website also. I've got, as you can see, I've got 132,000 points already. You can't really see it because there's so many green bubbles and this is a green screen. So you can do that. So hear me out. You can also join Sheldon Sniper School. Now, you should join a Sniper School. Why? Because I do think that Sheldon is one of the best traders in the world. He knows how to make trading really simple. You can sign up. You've got 6 days to sign up. Remember, if you sign up, you're going to need to open another exchange account using a school link to actually qualify for that. But you're getting a free trading course worth $3,000, and on top of that, you're getting a guaranteed airdrop of GUMMY. So I mean, it's like a no-brainer. You're getting a free school to learn how to trade in a bull market. You'll meet amazing people. That's pretty much the only ways to actually get GUMMY. Do not send money. We haven't published a contract code. We're not taking money yet. So if you see people that are saying send money, don't send money. We're not accepting any money. What else is there? All right, we said we'd do some Q&A today. So let's do some Q&A today. We've got like a couple of minutes left to do some Q&A. Ask about anything. Ask about GUMMY. I do want you guys to take over the GUMMY because ultimately, as I said, we're not going to keep any part of GUMMY internally because we never want to be accused of pumping and dumping tokens, profiting from our community. All the tokens are yours. 100% of the tokens are yours. Someone said, what if we had signed up prior with Sheldon? You're in. Anyone who signed up with any Banter, Bybit exchange link or Blowfin exchange link, you're in. You want to double your chance? You want to double your airdrop? Take a second exchange. So we're just going to snapshot the accounts that actually have money in them and just drop airdrops on them from Bybit and from Blowfin. So if you already have a Bybit account, sign up to Blowfin, bang, you get an airdrop. So simple. GUMMY is the way. Someone says, talk about Brett. I mean, Brett, we're holders of Brett. As you can see, we're also holders of CSWAP. Look, full disclosure, I have got a position in ChainSwap. So I did tell you guys, I have got a position in ChainSwap. It's a new protocol. The fully diluted valuation is only $170 million. I'm not telling you it's going to run or not run. And before you buy it, you should know that the price has gone up a lot, 15x since we got in. But just, I'm looking at the fully diluted valuation. If you think that the bridge, Wormhole's got a fully diluted valuation of like 15 billion. So if you think that one day, someone says GUMMY song. Okay, I'll play it. Okay, whoa, everyone calm down. People are saying, please play us the GUMMY song. Someone made this, a community member actually made this GUMMY song. There's one problem with WhatsApp is the world meet. Can you hear that? GUMMY. GUMMY is a THC GUMMY, very, very, very potent, probably like 50 to 80 milligrams. Is that enough milligrams or do we need more milligrams? And we are going to bring GUMMY to life. GUMMY's going to live on Solana. GUMMY is going to then be handed over to the community. So you're going to need to shower after the show. It's a DJ filthy show.
If you control the keys, it's your Bitcoin. If you don't control the keys, it's not your Bitcoin. Your keys, your Bitcoin. Not your keys, not your Bitcoin.
World, meet Gummy. This was made by a community member in Frontrunners. They sent it to us. World, meet Gummy. Yeah, so if you've got any content for us, send it to us. The DMs for GUMMY are open specifically to receiving content. Cool. Any questions? We did say we'd do some Q&A. Everyone just says we want GUMMY. Don't worry, you're all gonna get GUMMY. You know what to do. You're all gonna get GUMMY. Everyone's gonna get GUMMY. Someone says, is ChainFlip any good? Yes, it is good, but it's quite expensive for where it is. That's what I think. How can I meet Run in real life? That's from Faif. There's a gathering in Dubai. If you want to come to the gathering in Dubai, DM me, Femi, and we can get you in. Bags of banter. We spoke about the banter bags. All right, Faye, I know you want to meet me. Send Dex pics. Notcoin launches on 420. GUMMY launches on 420. The Halving is on 420. The stars are aligned. Okay, Faye, calm down. Faye just wants to meet Run in real life. All right, chaps, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Until then, Josh, you're rushing it. Trade well, my friends.